So now we will see form attribute novalidate in form tag. So guys, basically the novalidate attribute is a form attribute, and when it is present, the novalidate specifies that all of the form data should not be validated when submitted. So guys, previously we had seen the attribute that is required, which makes the user to provide certain value inside the input field. That's because that particular input field is mandatory with the help of the required attribute. But guys, when we provide the novalidate attribute inside the form tag, then it overrides any of the input fields that is having the required attribute, and this is what we are going to see with the help of examples as well. So guys, let us move to the VS Code over here, and we have a very simple statement that is below content is in HTML form inside the paragraph tag. So what we will do is we will provide the form with the method type that is get request over here, and inside the form we will have two fields. The first field is the first name, so over here we will set it as input colon text, and for the name attribute we will set it as fname, and the same value we will copy to the id attribute as well. And then before this we will also have the label tag, and for the for attribute we will have the same value that is fname, and we will define the label as first name in this case followed by colon. So guys, basically we have the input field that is the first name over here, and then after this we are going to have couple of line breaks in this case. Now guys, similarly we will have the email address as well as the second input field. So we'll simply copy these lines of code and paste it over here, and instead of type text we will have email in this case, and for the name attribute we will copy the same value that is email, and for the id attribute as well we will keep the value as email over here. For the for attribute of the label tag we will keep the value as email, and instead of first name we will have the email label over here followed by colon. We are asking the user to provide the first name and the email address, and in this case we will make the email address input field mandatory. So what we have to do is inside this input tag that is of the type email we will provide the required input field. So guys, basically this attribute is responsible in order to make the user to provide some data before submitting the form. So guys, after these couple of line breaks over here we will again have the submit button in this case. So input colon submit, which is going to define the submit button, and for the value attribute we will have the submit value for this button. So guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page on the browser. So as you can see we have the below content is an HTML form paragraph being displayed over here, and then we have two fields that is first name and the email address over here. Now guys, if we simply try to submit this form, then as you can see we are getting the message that is please fill out this field. That's because we have kept this input field that is email address as mandatory with the help of the required attribute over here. So guys, only after we provide certain data to this email input we will be able to submit this form. So let me just provide some test data over here. So as you can see we have provided test@gmail.com. Now let me just click on submit button. So now as you can see the fname and the email parameters are being displayed inside the URL over here, which is being passed to the server. So guys, in this way the required field works. Now guys, what if we don't want any of the validations inside the form when the user wants to submit this form? So what we can do is we can use the novalidate attribute that can be used inside the form tag. So over here after the method that is get request we will simply provide novalidate in this case. So this is the attribute that is responsible in order to remove all the validations from the input fields that are present inside the form. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. Now if you notice, without providing any data we will be able to submit the form. That's because we have provided the novalidate attribute inside the form tag. So let me just click on submit button over here. So as you can see the fname and the email parameters are being passed to the server with the help of the URL over here, because we have kept the method type as get request. So if you notice we have not provided any data inside the email address even though we have kept the email address as required over here. That's because we have provided the novalidate attribute inside the form tag, and the moment we remove this novalidate attribute from the form tag, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So now if we try to submit without providing any data to the email address, it should throw the validation message over here. So when we click on submit button, as you can see it says please fill out this field. This is the way that novalidate works in order to remove all the validations from the form fields over here. We have set the novalidate attribute once again, and when we refresh this page once again over here and when we click on submit, as you can see, now we are able to submit the data to the server without any validations. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is input attribute form novalidate in input field. So stay tuned.